Hello, and welcome to today's live. I've gone a little extra today, just trying to channel some mystic mysticness. I even have some stars. I don't know if you can see the stars. But anyway, so today is the 13th of February, and we are so excited because tomorrow is the 10-hour live stream with Shell and myself at the Psychic Clinic. So the Psychic Clinic will be officially open tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Stop showing yourself. Um, really excited about that. And so, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I have, we're going to talk mostly about love today, or rather, people in relationships and what's going on. We're not going to do the singles. We're going to save the singles for tomorrow because 10 to 1, it's going to be the singles that will be joining us because we ain't got nothing else to do. Well, the singles that don't have dates. So, anyway, nothing wrong with not having a date. I mean, there could be plenty of reasons why you don't have a date, but you still have a partner or what have you. But the general consensus is if you've got your person, a person of interest, you're going to be going out on a date tomorrow. And yes, good for you. I got a date with the internet and my bestie and some tarot cards. Actually, I'm not even mad at that because I'm not really someone who likes to go outside. And Vegas is rocking London weather today. So if I don't have to be outside, I'm going to choose that option. Anyway, so today got some more juice and some more tea and some more in people's business. All right, so let's get started. Yeah. I'm so eager to get started sometimes that it's like, no, you got to cleanse that energy. Woo! That might be an interesting one today. All right, so shuffle, shuffle, shuffle the cards. And let's get started. So our first one for today is Lance. Lance's story is I broke my wife's trust and I want to repair it. What'd you do? What can I do to earn her trust back? Is she thinking of leaving me? She's been quiet and distant. Can we go back to the way we were, even if she forgives me? What'd you do? I know I don't want too many details, but I want some details. Like, what'd you do? But let's see if Tarot is gonna give us some answers. It doesn't sound like you cheated because you would say you cheated, right? So, like, what'd you do? How'd you break her trust? Well, no, I'm not laughing at you. I probably shouldn't be showing too many teeth, so many teeth. For this is clearly a distressing situation for you. No, I'm just excited. I'm just excited about tomorrow. And so I will be adequately somber as I give you this reading. But if I'm just showing a lot of teeth, it's because I'm just excited about tomorrow. And the fact that my earring keeps clicking in my ear. So anyway, oh, Lance. Oh. Okay, so this is a money thing. All right, so the story that I'm getting here is that you did something to break your wife's trust. It doesn't seem like it does. I don't feel a cheating or a third party situation, but it feels money related. So what'd you do? Oh, it does seem like a money related situation. Okay, so okay. Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, the first thing that came out is like the devil card. So I'm like, okay, some kind of unhealthy thing that you're working through, addiction. So, and there's a whole bunch of pentacle cards as well. So I'm wondering if it might be a gambling, or you put money in the wrong place where it didn't need to go, and instead needed to come into your marriage and your household and your home. Um, I do find that a big cause of breakups and divorces is financial issues. So, um, even more so than cheating, I think, or it's just like it's definitely up there because people can. A lot of people can forgive infidelity, but a lot of people cannot forgive financial situations, and that's what I've heard anyway. I don't I'm not sure, but anyway, okay, so the first question being, what can I do to earn her trust back? I think that has to it's like, what did you do? All right, so what can you do to earn her trust back? All right, so I feel like what the first thing that you need to do is slow it down. I sense a bit of like chaotic energy from you. You seem kind of like just I don't the word ADHD is coming up. I get the sense that you are someone that's like got people to see, places to go, got to see a man about a dog. There's just lots going on, even when you just need to sit and center and be present. And so that's the first thing that's coming up is I don't know if it is an ADHD situation, like so just take your medication and just center because you're going to need to not keep repeating the same patterns. And it feels like there's something that you've been doing to continue to break your wife's trust. This doesn't feel like a first time thing, it feels like a continuous thing. So, first of all, center and become aware that whether it is a gambling addiction or whatever it is that you've done to break your wife's trust, you need to, first of all, be aware of it, accept that this is the way that things are right now, and then begin to formulate a plan on moving forward. And a lot of times, I think I said this, that things that are simple are not easy. So this is a simple fix, which is okay, you have, let's just say it's a gambling addiction. You have a gambling addiction. The simple answer is figure out what the source of the addiction is. With like why do you feel like you need to gamble shit away? Work it out and then get to a place where you know you're not gambling your money away. So the first thing is basically just get in touch with your truth and then like stop being so busy. Like I feel like your constant need for entertainment. That's it. So I feel like a lot of times people will when they're in a relationship, they're like, oh, it's boring because there's no longer that excitement and anxiety that was at the beginning. And so they will kick up drama in order to keep things exciting. But drama, a lot of times, is very exhausting. I mean, who wants to be constantly on edge? So you, sir, need to deal with and I don't mean this in an offensive way, in the crazy that's going on. You just feel very like agitated, constantly got things to do. Hi, Lisa. Just constantly got things to do. And so you just need to slow it down and then move at a slower pace than you had been moving. And I think that also, if you're slowing it down, you won't make impulsive decisions. So I keep coming back to it feels like some aspect of what you're having broken your wife's trust. It feels like gambling. I don't know whether you go to hi Archie. I don't know whether you went to the casino or whatever it was, but I just feel like there's an impulsiveness that drives your addiction. And so if you are centered and you start to um if there's a list, yeah, just send me an email. In fact, Archie, tomorrow we're doing a live stream, so come on over and yeah, so tomorrow this time we have a live stream, a 10-hour live stream, myself and Shell, and we'll be taking impromptu questions and we'll be able to do a reading for you in real time as it comes in. So yeah, actually looking forward to seeing you guys. So but yeah, these are pre-done, so yeah, but she and Lisa. So yeah, that's fine. Just send us uh, just come to the live stream and let's chat. So yes, back to this one. Sorry, Lance. But yeah, the second question is she thinking of leaving me? She's been quiet and distant. Let's see. I feel like she's scared of you not changing, and she's being contemplative of whether it's worth continuing to stay, because there is a feeling of this has been happening. This is not the first time this has happened. It just feels like this is one of the last straws, or like the straw that broke the camel's back in her patience. So I don't I think like she's contemplating. I don't feel like she's made a decision. I feel like the idea of leaving has come up, and she's contemplating what that would mean for her and what her life would look like without you, but I don't feel like she's going that way. So I do feel like you still have some time to salvage your marriage. You're just going to have to do the work. You're just going to have to keep coming back and doing the work. And that's the thing, when it comes to dealing with an addiction or dealing with some kind of unhealthy coping mechanism, it's a moment to moment, day to day process. And yes, that's why people who, after, let's say somebody who was an alcoholic, they've been doing so well for 3 years and then they relapse. And to someone on the outside, it looks like out of nowhere. But it's a moment to moment. And it was in that moment that they slipped up because something was too much. And so I think that you just need to, you can salvage your marriage if you commit to really dealing with this addiction so that you don't keep hurting her. Um, yeah, this feels like money. There's just way too many pentacle cards here. All right. The third question here: can we go back to the way we were, even if she forgives me? Let's see. Actually, I feel like you can. I feel like she really loves you. I really do feel as though that this woman has has dealt with some years of stuff with you, sir. So just I think that you are really lucky enough to get opportunities and chances that a lot of men and women haven't gotten, because some people are like one and done, you're out, I'm sorry, like you messed up once, which is one too many times. But I feel like she's been giving you chance after chance after chance, and I do feel like you still have a little bit of leeway left. But if you don't like really buck up and do the right thing consistently from this point, you are just going to be cut out, and at that point it's going to be, there's no way back. So I feel like this, I actually do feel like you have the opportunity to salvage this with your wife. How do you go about that? Let's have a look. First of all, I feel like you need to actually be honest with her. You need to be honest with yourself, and you need to be honest with her. You need to facilitate a conversation, and you need to involve her in it, because a high percentage, I don't know which one it is, but a high percentage of people who succeed in kicking an addiction or changing an unhealthy coping mechanism have support, especially from the people that they're intimately involved with. If you're out there drifting alone and if you feel like there's no real anchor or reason to do it, then a lot of times you will go back to it, right? So, but if there is someone that you, who is your anchor, somebody who is really supporting you, is in your corner and actually wants to see you win, I think that you can beat this. But also, you've got to want to. You've got to be committed to it in every single moment, because she can only do so much as being the person outside of you. You're the person who lives in your head. You're the person who lives in your body. You're the person who is swimming in the cocktail of chaos that is within you. So you've got to commit to that. And I feel like sit her down, explain to her what you're going through, and together go in the path of getting you the help that you need and other support as well. You can't just put it all on her. And I feel like this woman's going to hold you down if you come in with the I am ready and willing to change to see what I can do to keep you. But if, again, it is down to you, I feel like this is in your court, and until, because even though she is contemplating leaving, it's not like a high priority. She's not like tried to make a plan or something. She's in the space of, I can't keep doing this, but I love him. So I think that while she's still essentially kind of making excuses and there's a reason why she's kind of still staying with you, you've got a chance. But like a lot of times with women, they will contemplate, contemplate, contemplate. And then there's like a moment where everything shifts. And then what was just can never be again because it's just lost. So while she's in that point before the shift happens, you've got a chance to turn it around and redeem yourself. Because once that shift happens, she's out and you will not know what hit you. So good for you for seeking this help. But yeah, I think that in this particular situation, you need to talk to her and you need to make a plan of action together. And I feel like she will really appreciate the fact that she can support you in a way that she's seeing positive results of as you keep going along as well. So I hope that helps. So to reiterate, Lance is, I broke my wife's trust and I want to repair it. What can I do to earn her trust back? Is you need to understand what you're dealing with and then like start moving in the direction of changing it. Is she thinking of leaving me? She's been distant and quiet. She's thought about leaving you, but I don't feel like she's in the active process of thinking about leaving you. And can I go back to the way we were, even if she forgives me? I feel like you can. I feel like you just need to sit down with her and you need to have a conversation and you need to be open with her and let her help you get to a point where you're just not hurting her anymore. Anyway, so I hope that helps her. And, I'm rooting for you. I'm actually rooting for you because you've still got some time before you end up in the bin. And we don't want you to go in the bin because that means she loses a husband and she loses her happiness too. So anyway, thank you for listening for that one. And so we're going to move on now. Let's get the shuffle. It's Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day. I'm so excited about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. All right. All right. So the next one that we have is Jenny. And Jenny's story is, I've been in a relationship for 5 years and I want to get married, but no, there's been no proposal yet. Our questions are, will he ever propose? Am I wasting my time? And should I give him an ultimatum? Okay. So initially, Jenny, what I am sensing is that you guys are in your relationship right now, or at least the dynamic to an extent already feels like a marriage. It feels like you guys are married, and that, and correct me if I'm incorrect, but it feels like you're wanting more the wedding as opposed to a marriage, or like, because a lot of people sometimes, but then at the same time, it's been 5 years, right? Like, isn't the place by year 3 you should know whether you want to marry somebody or not? But oh no, okay, yeah, it's it. So initially, it just basically does feel as though you guys are in a place where it is a marriage. So you've moved in together, you have a home together, you have, I don't know for sure what this is, but it just feels like you guys have a stability that to anybody on the outside looks like you guys are already married. So you just, yeah, you want the officialness as well. And but then there is a part that I just feel like you want the wedding and its festivities, being able to announce your engagement, have the engagement party and go looking at dresses and that sort of thing. And that's fun because it sounds like you've put your work in with this man. So it feels, so unfortunately, like what I see here as well is that, yeah, you are being, there's a feeling of him now, like, I pulled the cards, and then so the feeling that I'm tuning into in terms of him is there is a level of stringing you along, um, and that explains a lot in terms of like for anyone who could be looking at your relationship from the outside, that it's like, but you're already married. So that's it feels like there is a somewhat conscious and strategic plan on his end to have that situation, um because it does feel like you're being strung along. um Oof. Okay. All right, so the question is, will he ever propose? Oh my God. It doesn't feel like he has any intention of proposing. Oh my, yeah. Oh, you see, this annoys me. This really just annoys me. It feels like this man is intentionally wasting your time. It feels, and you know what? This also feels. I'm. I don't know why this came up, but I don't feel like this is in relation to your um reading right now. But it came out as a, a general feeling around these kinds of situations where he's wasted your time for 5 years. You finally cut it out and leave, and then 6 months later he's got someone else pregnant and they got married at the courthouse. This is just that kind of feeling. And all right, so maybe go down this path because there's like a ding 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 to this. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to answer your questions, but I'm intrigued with why that come up, because what it is like there's a whole bunch of cards here, and it's just my cards are just like, it's the same, it's just going to be the same, it's just going to be the same situation. Whatever you say, whatever you do, you can kick up a fuss, you can incentivize him, you can leave him for a couple of days, you can whatever, it's just he's not going to budge. It's like, this is the life that I've created and signed up for. I'm not going to it's almost like, for as long as your pushing is not destabilizing his comfort zone, he's not willing to change. And so I immediately feel like he will keep giving you the carrot stick to aim for every time that you kick up a fuss about, when are we going to get married, when are you going to propose. But but this carrot stick, it keeps moving, so it only appears for when you are like, you when he can sense that, okay, she's going to either leave me, or breadcrumbing. Like the word is like, it's breadcrumbing. So it's like, I'm gonna give you just enough to keep you hanging on, um with some level of hope, and then until we get complacent again. And then once you get kick up fuss again, it's like, okay, there's a little bit more. So it feels like you could be with this man for 10, 15 years, and he will keep giving you that hope of like, oh, there's going to be always an excuse why we shouldn't get married or why I haven't proposed yet. But really, deep down inside, the intention is we're fine just the way we are, which kind of annoys me. I kind of get the feeling that he sees you as someone who is there, and and that in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing, but it feels like only his needs are being taken into consideration right now. I need someone who is there. And so I don't want to, and there's also a sense of like wanting to keep what is his, um and that if you introduce a marriage into it, then you would be entitled to more than you're entitled to with the current status quo. Oh, that's just nasty. That's just mean. That's just not okay. That's just, ooh. All right. So, will he ever propose? It doesn't feel like he'll propose. It feels like you're just going to continue to get strung along this way. Am I wasting my time? I'm pull cards for this, but am I wasting my time? It just feels like you're just going to continue crying, and you're just going to continue. It just just a feeling of, if you do not change the status quo, it is not going to change. Am I wasting my time? If you're okay with the way that things are, then no. If you are not, then yeah, you are wasting your time. Because if he's not interested in changing and giving you what you want, then you need to go find yourself in a situation. There, you got the magician. Shift, you got to change things. You've got all the tools that you need to make the change. And also, so in my one here, if you have a look right there around his midsection, there's the snake. So my eye was drawn to that, as in, like, he's a snake. There is an aspect of him that is just very cunning and very calculated and very manipulative, and it's just kind of keeping you in the space, like, where he wants you without I don't do bottom of the deck, but you're gonna have to change some things. Oh, we just love I love so and anybody who watches this page would love to see you in the live stream tomorrow, because you're gonna get to meet Shell, who is just an absolute vibe in and of herself. So one of the things she loves to say, and I'm gonna take this from you, Shell, is tarot doesn't lie. But the way she says it is just with so much excitement, as in, like, tarot doesn't lie. It's like, yes, tarot doesn't lie. Like, it just doesn't lie. And so, girl. Anyway, so the last question is, should I give him an ultimatum? Ooh, okay, let's see. Should I give him an ultimatum? Just walk away. It's like, it just feels like my cards never lie, girl. That part, my cards never lie. No, they don't lie. Tarot, my cards do not lie. And so yeah, Jenny, it feels as though you're not going to change this man's mind. And unfortunately, I do feel like not very long after you walk away from him, you are going to find out that this man has gotten someone else pregnant and is married to someone else, after wasting your time for 5 years. But at the same time, I think that once you walk away from this relationship, and I actually feel like you are, once you walk away from this relationship, you need to devote every ounce of emotional, psychological, spiritual, financial resources to getting yourself right, so that when you meet him again, or even you meet someone else, that you are coming from a space of such clarity and such strong sense of self that nobody else and their desires and their intentions towards you that don't align to yours will come in and destabilize your sense of self. I feel like this is what this man has done. And okay, granted, to an extent, you caught the hope and you were like, okay, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. All the while you're watching your friends get into relationships, get married, and stuff like that, while you're not. I think that you need to get to a place, and I feel like you're capable of doing this. This is probably why he's coming up to me to tell you this. You need to bring all of your attention back to yourself. You need to pour everything that you poured into him into yourself. You need to unplug all of the resources that he had plugged into you, that you were just feeding him your energy, your time, your love, your resource. You need to pull that back. And then you need to curate such a strong sense of self that if he comes back, he might, and even if he doesn't come back, but I feel like you guys will probably, either if not bump back into each other down the line, that maybe you might have mutual friends or people that will tell you about what he's doing down the line. If you are in a place where I'm good, I made the right decision by walking away because I'm happy without him, that it won't affect you. So I think that that should be something that should be taught in school. Self-worth, self-awareness, self-esteem, the selves. Like, you need to understand self-understanding, I think that should be stuff that should be taught at school, because what unfortunately is being taught in school is more to try to there's like this standard that is set, and then it's a one size fits all, and we're always trained to serve the community at the expense of the individual. And there is times and places for that, but there are a lot of times we need to take the time and serve ourselves and our own needs. And unfortunately, even especially as women, there is this whole thing, okay, a man comes into your life, you just gotta give everything and almost leave nothing for yourself until you end up at like 50 years old, going through menopause, just don't care anymore. And you're like, I've given you my whole life and I'm just not going to give you my life anymore. Yeah. So I think I went on a tangent, but essentially what I'm trying to say is, please focus on yourself. This relationship isn't going to go anywhere. If you're okay with being unmarried for 2 years time, in 2 years, 5 years, 6, 10 years, because this man is just not there. I mean, you could sit him down and talk to him and see where he is. Give him some time, actually, maybe, instead of like cutting it right out. But the fact that I'm saying this for me, but in that situation, it's like, okay, it's time. Between the butterfly and earning your freedom and the clouds behind them and the swords, it's kind of like, okay, cut it out and be straightforward about your letting it go and just go in the direction of your freedom. Because for as long as this man is in your life, you're going to be restricted to a life you don't want, to an existence you're unhappy in. So I hope that helped, my darling. And please update me, because I'm invested in your story. Bye. Okay, not bye, but whew, that was a kind of a heavy one. All right, so let's go. Oh, how do they keep falling? Maybe that's a metaphor, Jenny, for the thing is falling apart. It's just falling. Like, just let it fall. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, Elsa, the song that harassed. Oh gosh, why did my cards keep falling? All right, so it fell too far away now. So the song "Let It Go" by what's her name? Elsa from Frozen. Oh, this is the card that fell. It wasn't part of the spread, but yeah, shift your perspective. Instead of like trying to ultimatize him to propose to you, just shift it. Focus on yourself and be the person you would want to marry. Because at the end of the day, that person running around will be the one that actually attracts the person that wants to marry you. Instead of, bending yourself over backwards to try and get something from someone who clearly doesn't want to give it to you. Anyway, sending you lots of love, Jenny, and take care of you. And update me. All right, the next one is there's so much drama in this stuff today. Harrold, my wife just told me she's pregnant with our fourth child, even though I had a vasectomy 7 years ago. His questions are: is the baby mine? Did she cheat? Should I insist on a paternity test? It's not me. I'm not laughing at you, Harrold. It's an emotional it's an emotional release again. That other one was really heavy. It was really heavy. um, okay, so no, 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 we can't do it. We can't stop. Okay, all right. Okay, no, stop. We can't. Okay, Harold, is the baby mine? All right. Oh my God. Okay. Um. Okay. Let's just pull more cards. Okay, I'm gonna ask her. Did she cheat? Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Should I get a paternity test? Oh, Harold, sir. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I see here. I can't like hold up all the cards because I lay them out in a way that is very confusing and chaotic. Ask Shell, she gets overwhelmed. Um, so I see a lot of deception cards. So I'm gonna like show you just two that came up the same, and then this one. Um, so this, just kind of indicates you got sort of stabbed in the back, and that there's a bit of deception, and there's like truths weren't told. So in my head, initially, when I was reading this, I was thinking, oh, Harold, vasectomies do sometimes fail. Maybe you're the 99, the 0.0001% where who still got your wife pregnant. But it feels to me as though um I don't want to say no. It's just because I don't know, but it's just it doesn't feel like this baby might be yours. Um, it feels like there's a level of deceit of your wife, and then I got so I should show you when I asked did she cheat. These cards came up. Uh mm, 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 mm. Oh man, I hate these. I don't like it. Um, and should I do a paternity test? Mm, hmm. So my interpretation with all of this is if I was to just give yes or no answers, which I don't like to give because it just I feel like it takes away your opportunity to make an informed decision by getting around in like insightful information around a certain answer. So I feel like your wife has definitely been deceptive. I don't feel like the person that she potentially cheated with is still a part of her life, but I feel like he definitely left his mark and his deposit. Um, and so is the baby mine? It feels like the baby, there's a large possibility, even before you wonder, even before the feeling of deception, that the baby may not be yours just because you had a vasectomy 7 years ago. I do know, like, the longer you go, the less likely it is that it would, you know, uh, reverse. Because if it was to reverse, I mean, you had. So I'm assuming that if you've had a vasectomy 7 years ago, your last child, your youngest child with you and your wife together, is at least 7 years old, right? Or at most. Anyway, yeah. So you would have had that after you had your last child. So I don't even know what other insights I have. Is the baby mine? There's a possibility that it's not because it's just deception. Did she cheat? I feel like you weren't the only person who wanted her. Should I insist on a paternity test? I think that you absolutely will need to insist on a paternity test, um, especially because this right here. I don't usually show cards unless it's like, yeah. So I don't know what else I have for you, sir. All right, so let me just pull some other cards and see what else of insights I can get. That was a pretty short one. Um, I'm sorry, Harold. It doesn't feel good. I actually feel like I feel a knot in my stomach about this situation. Um, yeah, I feel like if you were going to talk to her, you need to talk to her. Um, there's nothing else. There's nothing else that I can. There's not much insights that are very helpful right now. It just all keeps coming back to you need to talk to her, and then you need to. I'm sorry. If it helps, I do feel like she might have been seduced by someone else. I don't know if you guys were not in a good place at the time, and she got seduced and got into a situation that, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one. Um, I'm sorry. Ooh. All right. I want to go back to the laughing now. It was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable. It's just, ugh. That reading was the downside of being in people's business. The discomfort, and then and it's also a good it's a good example of why sometimes you want to keep a professional distance from people, because some people like to shoot the messenger now. All right, so the fourth one is Paige. My husband doesn't want to get intimate with me anymore. We used to be like animals. Okay. Is he cheating? Is he not attracted to me anymore? How can I change the way things are and go back to the way that things were before? All right, fair enough. Um, all right, so my husband doesn't want to get intimate with me anymore. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's nothing worse than kind of feeling like, okay, I got into a marriage and then the person who married me, who's my person, and let's just be freaking honest about it. Like, I think that they should put intimacy as part of the wedding vows, because, I mean, it's a part of it, isn't it? It's a part of it. And so when that goes away, just like when somebody decides they're not going to provide, it's like, wait, so is it a sickness and health and then in rich or poor, and it should be in intimacy and not. All right, so is he cheating? I feel like he's not cheating, but he has an opportunity to. There's a feeling on his part that he wants his freedom. He wants freedom. So I feel like there might be someone in his vicinity who is presenting him an option to be intimate. So his, like, when Mr. Wand goes up, it's not thinking about you anymore. It's thinking about that person. Oh, other person. So he's thinking of someone else. But it just, there's a feeling of it hasn't like nothing has, well, okay, so nothing physical, that's it, nothing physical has happened between him and this other woman. But I feel like there's an interest. There's an interest, and there's a lot of want cards. So he's definitely thinking about giving her the piece. Um, and thinking like really hard, like maybe even planning. It feels like it hasn't gotten there yet, but give it some time and that it would get there if nothing comes and stops it. Essentially, no, he hasn't cheated yet, but he's thinking about it because whoever he's looking at is very delicious and seductive. Is he not attracted to me? I feel like he is attracted to you, but you take a back seat to Miss Empress over there. All right, so how can I change the way things are and go back to how they were before? So I'm getting the feeling that your husband is husband, right? Your husband's a bit of a I'm not going to say, for the purposes of identification, I'm going to be like a sex addict. Okay, maybe not an addict, but he very much loves it. And so for as long as you were game and you were up for every day. So what was interesting is like this card came up. So I think that maybe there would, I don't know whether you were going through something, but then it feels like there was a point in time where you couldn't give it the way that you were giving it. And because you'd gotten used to that, instead of being like, baby, what's wrong, what's going on, let's get through to this together, for him it was like, no, my needs still need to get met, so let me go find someone who is giving it. So that's just really what I think that what you might need to do is you might need to talk to him. How can I change the way things are and go back to the way things were? I think first of all you need to find out with him what's going on, like, because for you to ask he doesn't want to get intimate with me must mean that you have initiated. So you have gotten to him and been like, let's get some. And then he's like, no, which if you at one point were going like animals, then you probably didn't even have to initiate in an aggressive or assertive way. So if you're going out of your way and being assertive, but you're getting a rejection from him, someone who has been known to be very like active, then there is the attention going somewhere else. So it does feel like he hasn't done anything yet. I mean, I don't know. He might, we don't know. But I think that you might need to talk to him, tell him what you're feeling, because there's the other thing. He might not know, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like he doesn't know. Yeah, I just got the Tower card. I just got the Tower card, which a lot of times means destabilizing the status quo. So in asking him, it might really just also be very prepared to receive answers you might not like, or solidify a reality that you may or may not be prepared to face. Okay, so after this is not good. I don't like these readings. The day before Valentine's Day, it's supposed to be happy, it's supposed to be exciting. People are supposed to be getting some. But then again, it wouldn't be the life of a tarot reader if there wasn't some drama. You had to help give guidance with some stuff too. So to reiterate, Paige is my husband doesn't want to get intimate with me anymore. We used to be like animals. Is he cheating? It feels like there's someone in his sphere that he is interested in, but I don't feel like he's yet. Is he not attracted to me anymore? I do feel like he is attracted to you, but you're not as shiny as whoever he's got his interest on. How can I change the way things are and go back to the way they were before? feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like you can. You might need to talk to him, have a conversation with him, and tell him how you feel and tell him stuff. That could be the start. But I just get the feeling of you walking away after a while. It may not be now, but yeah, getting ready to walk away or like just leave it. Just but of course, it's a husband situation, so that's not going to be it's not going to be easy. Why do these cards just keep falling today? This oh, okay. Queen of Swords. Get clear about what you want, pick a direction, and go in it. Um, I feel the feeling of what I'm getting right now is that you guys not being intimate was the heinous thing that brought attention to the fact that not all is well in paradise. I'm just feeling like that it's just this situation just feels a bit deeper than I initially thought that it would be when asking about just, getting intimate. In fact, I thought maybe it's just, I don't know, he's working really hard. That's the thing, you just kind of never know what's going on in people's situations. And it doesn't help that. So when doing a reading with someone in real time, you have that back and forth. So I would say something, I would show you a card and see what's coming up, what I'm getting the information, the downloads and the feelings about, and then you would confirm and ask another question. But at this particular point, I only have 3 questions to work with, some cards, and my own particular downloads. So without the ability to get an affirmative or a no, that's not it, I can only go with what I have at my disposal right now. But yeah, it feels like what I'm seeing is in my head is like there's a bowl of water, but the bowl of water is sitting on top of a well. So this story goes deeper, but your eye is initially drawn to the bowl of water, but it goes deeper. And I think that him not being, or rather displaying his sexual attraction to you and instead looking in the direction of someone else, I feel like it's deeper. There are other things that you guys need to deal with. And it doesn't feel like this is a relationship that, well, I don't know. Y'all can turn it around. And I'm always a big proponent and I have hope of turning it around. So maybe sit down and talk to him and see where that takes you. I'm rooting for you, and I hope you can get to a point and a place where you guys are okay again and get back at it like animals, because those are fun times. Those are fun times. So, all right. So that's all I have for you today. I'm gonna go ahead and oh, we're only at 53 minutes. Oh, those were short ones today, weren't they? But hey, look, I'm going to be doing a 10-hour live tomorrow, so I might as well just conserve my energy. Speaking of which, it is one day, one more sleep until the 10-hour Valentine's live with myself and Shell at the Psychic Clinic. The Psychic Clinic will officially be open tomorrow. Please join us, submit your questions for guidance and what have you. And we're just going to have a good time. It's going to be good vibes. Shell and I are a complete mess. You think I'm bad here on a live by myself? Get me around her and the mess just gets messier. The ridiculousness, the shenanigans, they just get worse. And but it's going to be fun times. It's going to be fun 10 hours. We're going to help some people. We're going to put some people in a bin, the cheating bin. We're going to help some people get together. We're going to facilitate some weddings, hopefully, that want to get invited to. But anyway, please join us tomorrow at the Psychic Clinic for our 10-hour Valentine's Day live stream, and I will see you there tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and in advance, happy Valentine's Day.